very rocky.
Okay.
There's lots of rocks. And it's kind of like dry. There's definitely not very much greenery around.
Okay.
It's kind of like mountainous, but like with a valley, and I'm on the other side looking over. I'm not seeing these like little like holes in the ground, but maybe they just look small because I'm far away.
Okay.
See that there's like a river that's like down in the valley.
Okay.
And so like kind of up there.
Is it daytime? Is it light outside?
It's very dark.
Okay.
It's dark. I'm trying to see it, so I can just see like outlines of like the shadows of things.
Okay. Can you tell anything about the landscape other than you said it was rocky? Or trees?
I don't really see any trees where I am right now.
Okay.
Kind of like taking me like through a cave.
Okay.
Right now I'm in a, it's like I'm in like a tunnel full like underground cave.
Okay. You're in the cave.
Yeah, I'm in the cave.
Okay. Okay.
So, and it's still like it's dark, but there's like patches of some kind of glimmering light.
Okay.
And I'm walking through, but I don't see anybody.
Okay.
It's just me.
Okay. Do you feel safe?
I feel curious.
Okay.
I don't feel scared. I'm just curious.
Okay. In the cave, is it warm or cold? Can you tell?
I can't feel the temperature. My body feels really warm right now. So it might be hot down there because I'm not cold.
Okay.
It might be that time of day or time of year, but it's warm down there.
Okay.
And it keeps taking me to these like the end of the tunnel, but it's not the end of the tunnel, it just splits in two different directions to left and right.
Okay. Are you walking?
I feel like I'm kind of like just floating. I don't feel like I'm walking. I just feel like I'm in an energetic space that's like they're kind of like gliding through.
Okay. Can you tell if you have a body?
Let me keep going forward and see if I can like. I don't feel like I have a body in this. I feel like I'm kind of like a ghost being kind of like floating around in the essence of the cave.
Okay. Okay. So do you have feet?
Not at this moment in time. I don't have fever.
Okay. That's okay. Can you tell if you have a color to you?
I can't tell that part of me. I just it was like random space.
Okay. Okay. So you're floating through the cave.
I'm floating through the cave.
Okay. And it feels comfortable in the cave. You said you feel curious.
Yeah, I feel curious, but I'm also comfortable. But I'm wondering what it's like to get out of the cave now that I'm in it, to see like where am I actually?
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't know exactly where I am. I'm curious where it takes me, and I guess I was at a crossroads, and then everything blacked out, so I don't know where it went.
Okay. So the cave stopped?
Yeah, the cave stopped. Now I feel like I'm like sitting on a stump or like a big rock that's in there.
Okay. Can you describe what is there anything in the cave?
It's like a big tunnel that's carved out. So people can definitely like walk in there
Mhm.
and get through and pass by with plenty of space. So it's clearly carved out, dug out,
Mhm.
underground area that people are.
Mhm.
And the ground is almost like it's like sandy mud as opposed to like dirt.
Okay.
So this has to be close to some sort of a waterway of some sort.
Mhm. Okay.
Yeah, because the ground it's kind of like paved like a road would be because it's so flat.
Mhm.
It's just different.
Is there anything on the walls of the tunnel for the cave?
They definitely have some textured walls. I guess from like stone makes me feel like volcanoes. Some are smooth, some are pointed.
Mhm.
As I'm going through, like some's sharper than others.
Mhm.
One side's a little bit smoother.
Mhm.
I don't know if this is like man-made or grown over time or something.
Mhm. Okay. But you said there's no other place to go in the cave. You're kind of at the end.
Yeah, I'm at the end of the cave.
Okay. Can you tell how you can you tell how you got in the cave?
I think from the top of the hill over the valley, I think I was walking down and I found a hole and I went in because I was curious and I started walking
Mm.
in it and it was just dark. There's still a little bit of light because of the holes. So I think those are all the holes that I was seeing when I was up on the hill.
Mhm.
So even though it's dark, you can still get through
Mhm.
because of the moonlight that's there. So even though it's dark, there's enough light guiding through those holes that you can kind of get by.
Mhm.
But it's nighttime, so nobody's there.
Mhm. Are there lots of tunnels and caves? Are they all connected to one another?
The one that I'm in, there's only like one solid one that had the two crossroads.
Mhm.
But I don't see any other ones. But I know that there's other pathways that are underground around that area.
Mhm.
But I'm just in this one right now.
Okay. Do you have any a specific desire to stay or to go to another area?
I kind of feel like I'm a little boy now
Okay.
that is just a curious little energy, just wanting to see what else is out there. I don't have any fear. Now I'm walking along the edges, kind of like a cliff, but it's not like a high cliff. It's just kind of like a mountain cliff.
Mhm.
So I can jump off and walk through. Now I see like the tall, dry grass that's out there. It's definitely a very dry area.
Mhm. So no longer in the tunnel.
No longer in the tunnel.
Okay. And you're on the cliff and you're playing and walking in the grass.
Yep, but it's still nighttime.
Okay.
But the moon is out.
Okay. So you can see with the light of the moon.
Mhm.
Mhm. Okay. And you said you felt like you were a little boy.
Yeah, I feel like I'm a little boy and I have kind of overalls, but not the jean material, just fabric.
Mhm.
With a white shirt, um, 3/4 sleeve length, and I have short, dark brown hair.
Mhm. Okay. Can you tell if you're wearing any shoes?
Yes.
Yeah. What do
I
your shoes
have
look like?
my shoes are they're like a dark worn brown,
Okay.
very, very worn,
Mhm.
but my feet from the sharp rocks. So,
That's
um,
important. Okay.
yep, so I definitely have to wear them.
Are you carrying anything with you on your walk, on your adventure?
I picked up a rock and I picked up rocks along the way and then I throw them,
Mhm.
but I don't have anything with me other than the things I'm picking up and playing with along the way and throwing.
Okay. Do you like the rocks?
Yes, I like the rocks. I like the smooth rocks and then the pointy ones, but I like to bring the smooth ones over to the water so I can skip rocks
No. Okay.
during the daytime.
Okay. Do you collect the rocks?
Yeah, I have them in my pockets.
Okay.
So I grab the stones and they're in my pockets.
Mhm.
And so as I'm wandering around here at night, just looking for rocks to skip for during the day.
Okay. Can you tell if you how old you are? Or you said you're young?
Yeah, I think I'm like 6 or 7 years old.
Okay. Do you feel like you're healthy and strong?
I do feel healthy. Um, I do feel strong. I feel like I'm just a happy kid,
Mm-hmm.
ready to play, but healthy. I have no sicknesses,
Yeah.
no illnesses. Just a curious mind.
Yeah. Okay. And you're just wandering and playing and walking?
Yes, nobody's out to play with me right now.
Mm-hmm.
I might be waiting to see if one of my friends can sneak out of the house to go looking for some more rocks, but
Mm-hmm.
I think it's getting late and I'm supposed to be home soon too.
Yeah, I was gonna ask if you why you were out by yourself when it was dark.
Because my parents, they were working, they had to tend to other matters. So I was curious and then I started wandering a little bit further. And then I found the cave and then I was looking for rocks.
So one thing just led to another.
Yep,
Yeah.
one thing just led to another, and then I had 2 pockets full of rocks.
Oh, so you can skip them for the next day.
Yes.
That sounds like a good adventure.
Yep. So we all said, since my friend couldn't come with me, I decided to get enough rocks for both of us
Oh, that's nice of you.
so that we could skip rocks tomorrow whenever we get the chance to go to the river and play
Mm-hmm.
after we're done with our chores.
Oh, you have chores.
Yep, I have chores. The, there's a little town, very dirty,
Mm-hmm.
like dirt on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And so we have a little bit of vegetables. I think it's my uncle's garden that's a little further away, but
Mm-hmm.
I have to stand outside with it's like a wheelbarrow, but like wooden,
Mm-hmm.
but with a tray of vegetables. And I have to stand out front and I have to ask people if they want to buy any.
Oh, okay.
So we do that in the morning before school.
Okay.
And I don't really like to do it, but I have to contribute to the household.
Mm-hmm. And that's the way you contribute.
They tell me that's what I have to do, so I follow what my parents tell me to do.
Uh-huh. Okay. What type of vegetables do you sell for your family?
We have peppers. I have a lot of green bell peppers. peppers
Mhm.
and weird, it's like a banana shaped squash thing.
Okay.
And I don't like to eat those, but they look so strange.
Okay.
And there's also some other vegetables, turnips, some potatoes, um, and we have some onions.
Oh wow. That's a lot of vegetables.
That's a lot of vegetables. I think my uncle's garden or his neighbor or my mom wants to go visit them to get some vegetables, but
Mhm.
I guess we're good. So she asked me to sell them in the market in the morning. So
Oh, wow.
mhm.
Do a lot of people buy the vegetables from you?
um, some people do.
Mm.
I I don't think people like to buy things from a kid. I'm not a very good hustler, so they call them. I just stand there and ask if anybody wants any.
Uh-huh. Do you collect the money?
I do, but I'm usually not very successful with selling the vegetables. So then my mom comes over and she takes over, and
Uh-huh.
she is much better salesman than I am. So that's when she usually tells me to scurry off, that I'm not good at this,
Oh, okay.
which I don't want to be because I don't want to be doing it anyways.
Okay.
And
But you do it because you're asked to do it.
I do it because I'm asked to do it.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely not something that I like to do.
Yeah. Do you have any other chores that you're asked to do?
Well, I'm supposed to go to school
Mm-hmm.
and do well in school,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm supposed to figure out how to learn a trade. My uncle's the gardener,
Mm-hmm.
so he has produce, and my dad he normally goes. I don't know what exactly he does, but he goes on horses and he goes on long trips and then comes back.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know exactly what dad does, but he does something with horses and trips with people to go make money to bring it back to the household.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm told that I should need to learn in school and do well so that I can have a good life for myself
Mm-hmm.
at some point.
Mm-hmm.
But I just want to go and play and throw rocks in the water.
Yeah. Do you like school?
I think it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's not something that I feel strongly for or against. I go and do it because I have to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'd rather go out exploring in nature or see what other kind of caves I can find
Mm-hmm.
in the mountains. That's a lot more fun than sitting down and listening to the teacher.
Mm-hmm. Do you just have one teacher?
Yeah, I just have one teacher, and the classroom's kind of small. There's not that many kids in there.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe there's like 10 kids in there.
Oh wow, that is small.
Yeah, that's small. I don't know whether it's just that year or maybe it's just that day, but it was a small class that day.
Mm-hmm.
So I just go to school, and then when I'm done, if my mom needs me to go pick up anything from the market or the store to help her prepare for dinner, I do that. Otherwise, that's when I get to go and play with my friends after school.
Okay, and that's when the fun happens.
That's when the fun happens. It's a lot more enjoyable of a day than going to school or working and selling vegetables for my mom.
Yeah.
hmm
Do you have any brothers or sisters?
Not right now. It's only me.
Okay.
It's just me and my mom, my dad
Okay.
right now. Yeah, I don't have any siblings.
Okay. But you have lots of friends.
Yeah, I have friends. I have a best friend named Sam,
Okay.
and he's who I was getting all my rocks for.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, he's usually who I like to spend most of my time with when we
Mm-hmm.
go exploring.
friend like that.
Mm-hmm. He's a good explorer.
Mhm.
Finds good rocks too.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What makes a good rock? You said the smooth ones are good to skip. Is it just because it's smooth?
I like the feel of the smooth rocks, so I collect them. They're not very good skipping ones. I try to find the skinnier, jagged ones
Mm-hmm.
that are more flat for skipping.
Mm-hmm.
But I like to collect the smooth rocks. I really like those ones.
Okay.
And then I can set them up a certain way by the river when we're skipping rocks. So I kind of create my own little design out of them.
Oh wow. Okay.
Sometimes I use them to create like a seat or kind of like draw a little picture.
Mm-hmm.
But I just really like the smooth rocks. They feel good on my hands because they're nice and smooth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
You sound very creative making the design. Did you do that on your own?
Yeah, you can draw pictures in the dirt and get grass and flowers. You can create your own little picture over there.
That sounds very nice.
Yep, it's a lot of fun to just kind of create the valley the way that we see it. So I'll try to remake what I'm looking at.
Oh wow. Okay.
I don't think that they're very extravagant, but I mean, it's still something to do. That's better than school.
Yeah. Anything is better than school.
Mm-hmm.
So can you take me to your house?
Yeah, my house is very small.
Can you describe what the outside of the house looks like?
It's like it's not brick, but it's stone, but it's layered,
Okay.
stacked on top of each other.
Okay.
It's pretty small. You open the door and we have a very small fireplace and my parents' bed, my bed, and a table.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. And it's kind of blocked off from each other, but like not really.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just a space to live and be and keep us safe at night.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But I mean, I don't mind. I don't mind it. That's how all houses are these days. So
Okay. Are there lots of houses around where you live?
yeah, there's some. It's a relatively small town, so everybody does things like outside. So there's definitely houses that are around us,
Mm-hmm.
but sometimes people, put their houses up when like visitors come, so that and when the I guess hotels or areas for visitors to sleep are full, people will use their houses and
Okay.
invite guests in for a fee, of course.
Of course.
Of course.
That's nice of them though, to give their space.
Yes, people are pretty friendly in that community, but nobody is very well off. So
Mm-hmm.
very simple living.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What does your mother do during the day while you're at school?
She bakes bread.
Oh, she bakes bread.
Yes.
That sounds nice.
Yep. She bakes bread. And she brings it home for us to eat also, which is really good. I really like the bread.
Mm-hmm.
Sourdough bread, I think is what it's called.
Mm-hmm.
It's delicious.
That sounds very good.
Yes, I love fresh bread.
Yeah.
It is fantastic. Her mom taught her how to bake, and that is her trade. She bakes bread, and when our uncle brings vegetables, we sell vegetables in the town for him.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess we sell bread too, but I mean, I just like to eat the bread. And yeah, it's a pretty nice life. I haven't had any complaints living there. I'm a good mom.
Mm-hmm.
Dad don't see too often, but comes around and we sell vegetables for my uncle.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm just a kid kind of enjoying life right now.
Yeah, that sounds like a really good life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're now going to move to an important day in the life that we are looking at. What you consider to be important day. We have now moved to an important day in the life that we're looking at. What is happening? What do you see?
My 16th birthday.
Oh, okay.
Now I'm considered a young man
Okay.
on to manhood.
Okay.
And my mom baked me a cake.
Oh, very nice.
And my father is there. We have the fire going. My mother's there.
Mhm.
My uncle is there. My best friend Sam is there.
Mhm.
And my dad is proud of me to see me as a strong young man.
Mhm.
And he says, I'm so proud of you, son. You are strong, you are smart, and you're going to create a great life for yourself.
Those are nice words.
Yes, very nice, kind father words. And I feel proud of myself
Yeah.
because not everyone makes it to 16 because people get sick, but I made it to 16, so it's like a proud thing to move on and grow in your life.
Mhm. Why do people get sick? What causes the sickness?
A disease from the rats around in the area.
Oh no. Okay.
Yeah, one time all of our water was infested because of rats.
Mhm.
So that was a tough period of time,
I bet.
but we figured it out as a town.
Yeah.
So, so I was good, and everyone in our family survived. So that was a happy thing that we're all still around.
Yeah, that's really good.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you spend your time? Do you go to school still?
I still go to school, but I'm almost finished.
Okay.
And I'm working at a newspaper ink shop
Mm.
after school so that I can learn the trade of printing paper and ink.
Oh wow, that sounds really neat.
Yes, so I'm steering off from what my parents are doing,
Mm-hmm.
but because that's what our neighbor or somebody in town said, oh, I could use an apprentice.
Mhm.
And I said, oh, that sounds interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I think I could do that.
Okay.
And so I work at the paper printing for the news.
Mm-hmm. And you enjoy doing that?
Yeah.
How did your family feel about you taking on that job?
My mom was very proud of me. She said that you should be able to create a great life for yourself because you know how to read and print, and you can take this skill with you anywhere.
That's true.
You will always need to read the news, so you always have a job.
Mm-hmm. Those are also very good words.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. And how do you still go and spend time outside with your friend Sam?
Not as often as like when we were kids.
Mhm.
We used to go way more when we were kids.
Mm-hmm.
So we still go out over by a little river where we would skip rocks, but now we kind of just sit and enjoy. Or sometimes we try to catch some fish.
Oh, okay.
So most of our time is spent doing other things rather than enjoying. And I think Sam has a girlfriend now, so he doesn't hang out. I don't see him as much as I used to see him.
Okay. Yeah, that would make some sense.
Mm,
Do you have a girlfriend?
I don't, but I do have this girl that I like.
Okay.
But she's not my girlfriend.
Okay.
But it's important to show that I will have and create a great life that can provide so that I can find a wife one day. Hopefully it's her, but I'm not quite sure
Mhm.
if she likes me like I like her.
Okay.
But I enjoy my days.
Mhm.
School's just about over. And while being an apprentice at the print shop, pretty sure that will be my job when I'm done with school.
Mhm. Do you still help out with the at the market with the vegetables?
No, my mom has taken that over.
Okay.
So I don't have to do that anymore.
So you can focus on school and then you have your job.
Yes.
That's good.
And then sometimes I bring home fish for dinner, so we will eat the fish that I catch.
Mhm.
So I will do that sometimes really early in the morning instead of doing the vegetables.
Mhm.
So my mom said, well, that's fair if you're bringing home food to put on the table, as opposed to it just standing at the market and you can go fishing and bring home supper.
Right. Yeah, so you're still contributing to the house.
Mhm. Still contributing through the household.
Mhm. That's good.
Mhm.
Do you still go out and explore? Are there still the tunnels and the holes? Or you don't have time to do that?
I don't have time to do that, but I lay awake at night looking out at the moon and remembering how fun it was to go and explore.
Mhm.
And so some days I plan to make that happen again, but right now I need to focus on creating a life for myself so that I can have a wife and have a kid.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's important.
Mhm.
That's important. Is that what everyone else is doing in your community? Going to school and then getting the job and getting married?
Yeah, that's the path that most people usually take.
Mhm.
Some people become tradesmen and they move to a different town, or some people have different aspirations and they go to other areas. But for the most part, people usually stay within the city limits. There, I've seen some friends move off to go to other areas or places because their parents had other jobs or they had an opportunity for an uncle or something that lives in another area. But my family is all relatively close in vicinity geographically in the area, so
Mhm.
I'm still sticking around. Don't have any plans to leave.
Okay.
And I don't think there's the opportunity for me to
Mhm.
leave either. That would be a very big risk with no idea what would happen.
Yeah. Are there how do people travel and get around? Are there horses? Or are there more different options for travel?
There's horsage and carriages.
Oh, okay. Horses and carriages. Okay.
Yeah, there's horsage and carriages. That's usually how people get around.
Okay. And does your family own horses and a carriage?
My father, he travels frequently, has a carriage and a horse.
Mhm.
I think he might now he takes people on trips to travel, kind of like a chauffeur from one city to the next.
Oh, okay.
So he's kind of like a chauffeur and takes people to where they need to go
Mhm. Okay.
and knows the maps and routes of the road and the trade and where things can be gotten
Mhm.
or things that are needed. So he's very familiar with the cities and the people who he needs to know
Mhm.
in order to take people from point A to point B to get what they need.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it sounds like he's an important man.
Yeah, he's very nice and very kind and well known,
Mhm.
and he helps out where he can. So he has a heart of gold
Mm.
for everybody he meets.
Yeah. That's very nice.
Hmm.
That's very
Very nice of him. I don't know if my mom likes it as much because he's away but
Mhm.
it's part of their livelihood. So
But they still get along pretty good.
yeah, I think their focus is on kind of getting things done and making sure that we continue to have money for food and shelter.
Mhm.
So I think that that's the main focus. It's not being romantically in love, but they
Mm.
still care very deeply for each other, but they both understand the roles.
Okay.
They both understand the roles of what they have to do.
Okay. Okay. That makes sense. Okay. So everyone has their roles, everyone understands,
Mhm.
and you don't really make a big deal out of it.
No, they've never really interfered with me and things that I wanted to do.
Mhm.
So I just don't push back though. I do what's asked and help out, especially because my dad's gone. I need to help my mom
Mhm.
and make sure she's okay and gets all the help that she needs. My dad told me that I'm the man of the house and he's gone, so I need to act like that.
Mhm. And you've been okay with that?
Yeah, because my mom pretty much is like the man of the house, so she's pretty good at what she does.
Mhm.
So I help out when she needs it, but she operates pretty good, so I help out when it's needed. Otherwise, she's good to go.
Mhm. That's good.
Hmm.
That's good. Okay. So now leave that scene and let's move forward to an important day, a day that you consider to be important when something is happening. We have now moved forward to an important day. What is happening? What do you see?
Um, so I'm married,
Hmm. Okay.
and my daughter just turned 1,
Okay.
and she's at her like christening
Okay.
at the church. And so this is a celebration
Okay.
right now. My mom and dad are there, my uncle,
Okay.
some of our neighbors, the priest from the church, and she's wearing all white. My daughter, her name is Lily.
Mhm.
She's wearing all white, and she's a very calm baby.
That's good.
Got very lucky. She's very calm, and she cries like all babies do. She sleeps normally through the night, but
Mhm.
this is first year of birth, making it is such a celebration. So we are very excited to christen her
Mhm.
and now have her part of the church. And we're all just celebrating, and everyone's really happy.
Mhm. Who is your wife? Who did you end up marrying?
Her name's Susan,
Okay.
and I didn't know her in school, but she moved into town.
Mhm.
And I met her, and I instantly fell in love with her.
Oh,
She
that's
was
nice.
so beautiful.
Mhm.
Nice dark hair. She curled it. Very nice lady.
Mhm.
So we got married and had a child. I still work at the same print shop.
Okay.
So I'm still in the same town.
Okay.
Still at the print shop.
Okay.
But I have my own place now with my wife.
Oh yeah. What is your house like?
It's also small. It's down the street from my parents, not too far.
Okay.
But it's very small, just big enough for all of us to live. A little fireplace. We have one bed right now. We just have the child sleep with blankets next to us in our bed.
Mhm.
So it's just enough space for us to operate.
Mhm. That sounds nice.
Mhm.
What does Susan do during the day?
Well, right now she's just taking care of the kid, but
Mhm.
she needs to, once that's done, she needs to go back to school because she's a teacher.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
So she is a teacher,
Mhm.
and my mom helps out with the kid when she can and loves to see her grandchild.
Mhm.
But I guess those other people at the christening must have been my wife's parents.
Okay.
A little bit bigger people, a little bit heavier, but I'm not very close with them.
Mhm.
But I like my family,
Mhm.
and we do see them a lot more than we see her family,
Mhm.
which I like because I like my mom and my dad a lot.
Yeah, they seem like very nice and good people.
Very nice people, good people, and well liked.
Mhm.
Work hard and have a fair life.
Mhm.
It's taught me that I have to do well and replicate something similar in my lifetime.
Mhm. Is Sam at the christening?
No, Sam is no longer in the town anymore.
Oh, he moved. Okay.
Yeah, he moved. He went to another sistering town, not too far away.
Okay.
So we keep in touch, and he'll come into town every so often, and we say hello and catch up. But he wasn't there, and I don't see him very often. He's created his own family and life in a couple towns over. So
Mhm. Well, that happens.
mhm.
That happens. At least you can see him and say hello from time to time.
Yeah, exactly. And I still consider him like a very dear friend. I think he thinks of me the same as well. But
Mhm.
we all create our families, and our dedication is to our family and growing our children and investing our time that way and continuing to build a good life for them.
Right. That's very true. That is very true. Do you have a horse of your own now that you're living on your own?
I don't have a horse of my own right now.
Okay.
I normally don't have to travel too far. And when I do, I ask my dad to take me.
Okay.
Um, but it's starting to get into the first car was created. So cars are starting to come around as a thing, only if you have a lot of money and you're very rich.
Yeah, I'd imagine that's a luxury.
That's a big luxury, but I did see one time.
Oh, really? That must have been something to see.
Yeah, I saw one coming through town.
Mhm.
I've never seen anything like it before. It was very interesting,
Mhm.
but it definitely looks like it moves faster than a horse. But I mean, I enjoy going to ride on a horse and enjoying the outdoors when I'm riding on a horse. So my wife said, "Wow, we should get one of those." I said, "I like the horses. The horse is safe and it's not going to break down on you."
No, that's true. The horse will not break down.
No, no, maybe one of those days, but not anytime soon. And I'm happy with our life that we have.
Yeah, it seems like it's a good life.
Very nice, happy life.
Okay. So we're now going to leave that scene and we're going to move forward to an important day, a day that you consider to be important when something is happening. We have now moved forward to an important day. What is happening? What do you see?
My daughter is found a man to marry her.
Oh, that's important.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you like the man?
I mean,
Uh-uh.
he's not my favorite guy, but he does love my daughter very much, so I care. I just wanted her to find somebody who would be loving and caring for him,
Oh,
for
that's
her.
important. Yeah, that's important.
But he's okay. Of course, nobody is going to meet the mark for my daughter.
That's true. High standards.
Yes, very high standards. Me and her have always had a very close relationship, and she's daddy's little girl, so it's tough to see her be given away.
Mhm.
She has found a man, but of course, we all have to find and somebody or something to carry us through our lives. So this is the man that she chose.
Yeah. And how old is your daughter?
She is 19.
Okay.
Yep, she is 19.
Is that a typical age for women to get married?
Yeah, typically
Okay.
around that time they usually get married. A couple years or a couple years after
Mm-hmm.
they're done with school and start to figure out if they're going to work at a shop or school or what kind of things that they can do. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but he's an okay guy.
And you treat her well.
He treats her well.
Okay.
And she smiles a lot when he's around. So
Okay. That's important.
he comes from a good family, so I know he will be able to provide for her.
Okay. That's good.
Yeah, they their family does shoes.
Okay. His family make shoes?
Yes.
Oh, that's neat. Okay.
Yeah, so they make shoes. So I imagine they'll probably have kids. Maybe she will help work in the shoe shop that they have or
Mhm.
that they've created. So, so I guess if I'm looking at it from a fatherly perspective, her happiness is there, her stability, and she has a good provider. So I said I approve of him, and
Okay.
he is able to take her hand in marriage.
Okay. So you gave your blessing.
I did give my blessing.
That's good. That's good. Are you still working at the print shop?
I am still working at the print shop, but I'm much older now.
Okay.
And I mostly just handle orders and working with people because some of the machinery is a little bit heavy for
Okay.
me to manage in the shop.
Okay.
So there's one of the younger guys in there helps out with that, but I like going to the print shop and typing up and creating the news and printing it out.
Mhm.
So it's important to distribute news to the people.
Mhm. Are you the only source in town that gives the news, that distributes the news?
In this town, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, in this town. There's other towns over that have other stuff, but
Mhm.
I always give my father when he goes on his trips, he always takes our newspapers.
Okay.
Mhm.
And how do you get your news? What is your source for the information?
People come and drop off their typing
Mhm.
and paper for their news.
Mhm.
I don't manage the collecting. I'm more of the printer.
Okay.
So I work in a different side of the shop than the people who piece it all together.
Okay.
But people come with news stories and things, so we're always interested to hear about it. But sometimes there's not too much going on, so
Mhm.
it's a shorter newspaper than other ones. So it just depends on what's going on and how much news gets funneled to us.
Yeah. How frequently do you distribute the news?
We do it once a week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's weekly. It would be a lot of work if we did it every day. So we do it weekly and we push it out.
Mhm. Okay.
And sometimes local shops are having a deal or something, or trying to get people to come in or see their new materials or things they're selling, or if there's like a cake or something. So it's not all necessarily news, it's community things too, but anything that people pay to put their stuff in there. So
Okay.
we keep the shop open and running and making money.
Mm-hmm. It's still very important because you get to connect the community.
Mm-hmm. It's great because you get to meet people and everybody wants their shop or their things to be known, their advertised, and their stories to be heard. So it's a really cool job when you think about it.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems like it. And you're still married to Susan?
Yes, Susan and I are still married.
Okay. Is she still with the school? Is she still a teacher?
She helps out. She's not like the main teacher anymore. But she kind of helps like run stuff at the school. So like a principal, but not a principal. So she helps plan the criteria and for all of the teachers to start teaching their stuff and make sure that the bell rings and those sorts of things. So she kind of just helps the operations part of the house.
Okay.
As opposed to actually being like the teacher that's teaching. She's starting to get older, so.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
So I'd imagine that's a lot of work if you're getting older to teach with the kids. Okay. Do you have a car yet?
No car.
No car.
No car yet. That's still that won't happen in this lifetime.
No.
It will be too expensive.
Okay.
And it's not needed.
Yeah, you said you don't travel that much.
No, we don't need that thing. Even if people think we do, it's just show off to the neighbors to make everybody think that you have money.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
Definitely not because anybody needs those things. We all seem to get around just fine.
Yeah, that's true.
Mhm.
Are your parents still living?
No, they passed on.
Okay.
They passed on just from older age.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's just my wife and I and my daughter and her husband creating their life for themselves. So a couple less people during our celebrations, but are always there in spirit.
Always, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's good. I'm sorry to hear that they passed, but it's good that you're still having things to celebrate.
Yeah, it's part of the circle of life. It was sad when they moved on, but I knew the day would come because they were getting to that age.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I accepted that it's time for their time on earth had come to an end.
Mm-hmm.
And they lived, I think for the most part, pretty happy lives.
Okay. Yeah, it seemed like they were good people and had lots to be happy about.
Mm-hmm. And they created a good life for me and taught me how to be content and happy and just, it was a great life.
Definitely seems like it. Now leave that scene and move forward to the last day in the life that we are looking at. You can watch it as an observer if you want to. We have gone forward to the last day of your life in this lifetime you're watching. What is happening? What do you see?
The moon is bright, the night is dark. I'm actually laying over by the river I used to play with
Mhm,
when I was a kid.
mhm,
In this life, I'm reminiscing on all things that happened, I was able to do. My happiness was so special to me in this life.
mhm,
And my family created this beautiful atmosphere of just love and courage and just so much happiness, being proud of just being who we were and continuing to grow and create something for ourselves.
mhm,
So this, I didn't have much hardship in life like other people had. I was very fortunate, and I know that part of this life was my fortunes of a good, happy life.
mhm,
And I'm very blessed to have lived it.
mhm,
So gratitude and being thankful continued and created a path of like happiness because of how my parents taught me to be raised.